How to handle tough investor questions without losing confidence. I've seen so many founders give a great pitch, have a beautiful deck, the story's strong, but then it's Q&A time. And this is where most founders start to spiral. Investor questions can feel intense, especially when they challenge your traction, your team, and why you're better than the competition, or even your valuation. But tough questions aren't meant to make you freeze up. They're a sign the investor is interested in trying to go deeper. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to handle the tough questions without losing your confidence or momentum. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more real talk advice on fundraising, pitching, and scaling your startup. Stick around till the end for a bonus framework that can help you turn tough questions into powerful pivots. So let's dive in. Tip number 1 is pause, don't panic. The biggest mistake I see is founders rush to answer too quickly out of nerves. When a question catches you off guard, pause, take a breath, you're allowed to think. Even saying something like, "That's a great question, let me take a second to answer it properly." This gives you a moment to gather your thoughts, and it shows maturity and poise. Because silence is better than stumbling, and investors are humans too. Tip number 2 is reframe it if you need to. Sometimes investors phrase things in a way that feels like a trap. If the question feels off or too broad, reframe it. For example, if someone says, "Why haven't you grown faster?" You can respond, "Growth is always top of mind, and we've been strategic in focusing on X example to build long-term traction. Can I walk you through how we're planning to accelerate it this year?" Now, you're going to actually want to have a plan, but the real trick is to anticipate tough questions and already have appendix slides in your pitch deck where you can talk through those tough questions with a visual aid to go more in depth. When you redirect with intention, it keeps you in control of the conversation. Now, tip number 3 is be honest but strategic. If you don't know the answer, don't fake it. But don't say, "I don't know," and stop there. Instead, say something like, "That's something we're actively exploring. Right now, our focus is on X example, but I'm happy to follow up with data on that after this call." You stay credible, and it shows you're thinking ahead. Tip number 4, don't get defensive, stay curious. Investors will test your assumptions, I promise. It's normal, but it's not personal. And it's because investors see more bad deal flow than good. If they push back, say, "That's an interesting perspective. Can I ask how you're seeing this play out in the market?" You're showing coachability and turning the table into a two-way conversation. Confidence doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you're staying calm under pressure. And tip number 5 is practice with friendly fire. If you want to feel more bulletproof in investor Q&A, get grilled in advance. This is exactly what I do with the founders I work with. We do a mock pitch with advisors or fellow founders or even friendlier investors. Give them permission to go through the worst case questions or topics that overwhelm you the most. The more you practice being uncomfortable, the more confident you'll feel when the real thing happens. Even think about writing out key points in bullet point format to help you process through the most crucial details. If your financial projections scare you, as it does most founders, your CFO shouldn't be the one on the call answering 100% of them. Now for your bonus framework. Answer, anchor, and ask. Here's my go-to structure. Answer the question directly. Don't give extra details that can get you caught up. The more you overtalk and dance around the question, the more likely they're going to lose interest. So keep your answers around 30 seconds or less, and then anchor it back to your bigger narrative. It's okay to repeat some details because it's humanly impossible for investors to recall everything, especially if you've never met before. And you can ask a clarifying question to keep the conversation flowing, or ask a question that allows you to do your due diligence on them. So, for example, if the investor asks, "Why do you think now is the right time for this product?" For a specific tech company, an example, one might say, "The shift towards remote teams has doubled in the last 3 years, and current solutions aren't designed for asynchronous collaboration," or insert another example. "And that's why we built insert product name to meet that exact need." I'm curious, are you seeing this demand trend across other portfolios too? That's confident, that's strategic, and most importantly, it keeps the conversation collaborative, not combative. That wraps up how to handle tough investor questions without losing confidence. I want to know which of these you plan to use in your next pitch, so drop a comment. I'd love to hear what's helpful. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more real talk advice on fundraising, pitching, and scaling your startup.